In this episode, we're going to be talking about 5 toxic things that are destroying your mindset. Make sure to listen to this full episode because number 5 is the best one and one that I think you'll find the most helpful. Number 1 is the victim mentality. It's this idea that everything is happening to you as opposed to for you. I've talked about this before, but everybody has a choice in life if they're going to be negative or positive when they go throughout their day-to-day life. And people that are negative always seem to find the negative, right? And on the contrary, for the exact same point, people that are positive always seem to find the positives in things. And this isn't just luck. This is how our brain works. This is how we turn into the people that we want to be, because we not only surround ourselves with people that we want to be around, but we do things that we would want our future self to be like as well. One of the notes that I put to myself when I journal is, if I was to do the same thing today, every day, who would I be in the next 10 years, right? Like, looking into the future is so important. So having this victim mentality is extremely toxic and disadvantageous for your mindset, because you're not able to improve your mindset, right? Right now we're talking about things that are going to destroy your mindset, but first you have to be able to see these things to be able to improve your mindset. But if you keep going down this hole that everything is happening against you, that the world's against you, you are never going to be happy, right? It's in a way a little bit of a nihilistic perspective, a little bit, in a way that, like, some people will think the world doesn't matter, the things that are happening, everything's happening against me, nothing is important, etc. A very negative view of the world, if you will. I know people who have victim mentalities, and I can speak from firsthand experience. Not only do I not want to be around them, but they are not good people just because of their constant perseveration of the fact that bad things happen to them. And they always complain, right? They'll be like, oh, why is this person dressed like that? They look so stupid. Why is this person doing that? Come on, why would they do that? Like, that's so dumb. If you are somebody who has a victim mentality and you think that everything happens, against you, and you're a negative person, I would urge you not only to listen to my episode, a couple episodes ago, I talked about how to stay positive in a negative world, but understand that it is possible for you to change, and it's possible for you to take this perspective and do good with it. But it takes time. It's not just going to happen right away. So if you guys have questions about that, reach out to me directly. I'd love to help you. The second thing destroying your mindset is your friends. This is a huge one. And this is kind of, I want to segue into this because I know I talked about it with my last point, this fact that if you've known people, you don't want to be around them. If you have friends who are negative, who are making fun of you, judging you, you're not going to get to where you want to go because you're going to conform way too much to them. If you have 5 friends all telling you the thing you're doing is stupid and they're making fun of you, they are conditioning you to not be the person that you want to be, which is a whole other conversation. This goes into confidence. This goes into the fact that you are changing yourself for other people. Not going to get into that. If your friends don't approve or they judge you, you need to find people. First of all, maybe have an honest conversation with them, because maybe they don't understand that what they're doing is in a way affecting you. But if you don't feel like you want to do that, you should not be around them to begin with. And this is a little bit of a harsh view, but there have been people in my life that have been very negative and pessimistic, and I didn't want anything to do with it. Once you're able to see the good in life and how experiences and things can work for you instead of against you, you're able to filter out these types of people. You're able to see that, okay, this person in the past 3 minutes has said 2 things about people's looks and he's making fun of them. I do not want to be around this person. You filter them out because you know that there are people that are different than that. And then, this is also why people are so drawn to people with good mindsets. They're very happy, bubbly people because they're good people to be around. So going back to what I was just talking about, if you see somebody that's very, happy, positive, and optimistic of the world, you're like, oh wait, I want to be around that person. You filter them into your life and you filter those that you don't want outside of your life. You are who you surround yourself with, right? You are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with. And I think that's very true. It's a very cliche quote. You hear it all the time, but there's a reason that it's so popular. You don't see 5 groups of friends who are all doing very good for themselves, and then the sixth one, this negative guy who hates his life. You don't see that because they all bring him up. You know, it's funny because the majority of people in a group will bring people up or down to their level. If everybody in a group is extremely unsuccessful, they do drugs, they drink, etc., and this one guy comes in and he's the opposite of that, eventually he'll end up like them because there's so many of them influencing them. And the same thing works with the other way around. If there's a bunch of people that are positive, successful, doing good for themselves, then somebody joins in and he has a bad mindset, those people are going to call him out and try to help him change. If he doesn't change, he's out. Filtering system, don't forget that. The third thing is holding on to past mistakes. And this, again, is the idea that you have a failure to see a chance to grow and to see the opportunity in front of you. I know I keep saying it, I'm like a broken record, but it is very unexplainably interesting how vital it is to be able to take good things away from everything. As far as holding on to past mistakes, though, let things be as they are. You can't change what already happened. You can't. There's nothing in the world that you can do that's going to allow you to change what has already happened in the past. This gets us on the topic of regret. Because if you think that your past is something you're not proud of, so you want to change it, first of all, like I talked about it, let the past be the past, but let the future dictate who you are. The future you can change. And if you're somebody who doesn't want to regret this thing, right? You want to be the person who chooses his regrets. In life, we're all going to have regrets, but you need to choose the regrets that you can live with rather than the ones that you can't live without. So what does this mean? If you're given a choice between 2 options and you need to choose which one you'll regret more, you will have a goal. You'll have an objective. Okay, which one am I going to regret more? If I do work or go out with my friends? Well, then you have to think about short term and long term. But which one are you going to regret more and which one are you going to regret less? Because if you want to optimize your regret, first thing you need to realize you're always going to have a regret. If you don't do the work and you go out with your friends, you're going to regret not doing the work because you're going to wonder what it was like to do the work. And then same thing, if you do the work and don't go out with your friends, you're going to regret not going out with your friends, you're going to FOMO, etc. But you have to choose the regrets that you can live with rather than the ones you can't live without. If you say, my friends are all out right now and I wish I could be there right now, they're probably having such a good time, but no, because I have to do my work, you are going to be able to choose your regret as optimally and as smart as you can. So holding on to your past mistakes, not only do you need to learn to let go, which is obviously easier said than done, but you need to accommodate for the future, which you can choose the regrets. Because the worst thing, looking back, people are like, I hated that I did this thing, I regret it. But then when you look into the future, you're going to have regrets as well. But think about what you can do to minimize those regrets and maximize the good times and the good things that come with choosing the right option of what you'll regret less. The fourth toxic thing destroying your mindset is social media. Your algorithm is people who have what you want, even though half of it is fake. But you need to understand the fact that social media controls who you are because you see the world through a different lens than other people. And guess what? People on a different side of social media see the world from a different lens than you do. Your algorithm is tailored to know exactly what you want, what you're going to like, what you're going to comment, what you're going to retain, how many times you're going to view it, etc. Be very vigilant of the fact that you begin to compare yourself on social media. You see other people who are exactly where you want to be in life, and you think, oh, they got there. I'm so behind. I can't do this thing. I'm doing terrible. First thing I'll say is you don't see the work that goes into these people's expertise. You don't see it. There's a good quote, I don't know who it's by, but somebody who's an overnight success is just somebody who's done the same thing a bunch of times over and over again in the dark when nobody was watching, and now all of a sudden they're getting traction. So there's that, but also some of these people aren't who they say they are. They're faking their life, and they're actually becoming successful by faking their life, which is it's a very interesting dynamic. You need to be careful what you consume on social media because it is going to determine your mindset. Gurwinder Bogle, he has this idea called intellectual obesity. He says, we consume so much content, we could become obese. We have so much stuff in our brain, but we don't do anything with it. And we just keep watching. He even says one good frame of thought is to think after you've watched something, how does it make you feel, right? A lot of times I'll watch a video and I'll be like, why did I just watch that? That was the biggest waste of my time. But it's important that you're becoming conscious of this idea that, oh, that thing was a complete waste of time. I should not have done that. So you become to kind of shift your attention to different spots. However, with the intellectual obesity, you don't want to consume a bunch of stuff that doesn't do you any service, right? You want to consume stuff that's good for you. I was even talking in one of my previous episodes about tailoring your feed to something that would be helpful and something that would actually be educational to you. Recently, I switched my ex Twitter, but I made my ex a bunch of people I followed who were of interest to me and who I would actually learn from. They write very good stuff. They post statistics. They post facts that I thought were very interesting. So I followed them, and I'm able to use social media now to my advantage. Rather than scrolling on random videos that waste a bunch of my time, this is stuff that actually helps me, and I'm able to make episodes, videos. I have new ideas because of a result of this thing. So social media is destroying your mindset, but mostly because you're comparing yourself and you're on the bad side of social media. You want it to work for you instead of against you. And the best part about that is you have the algorithm. So if you really get your videos to where you want them to be, the algorithm can work for you. If you are somebody who loves pottery, start liking a bunch of pottery posts so that's all you're surrounded by. Oh, this is making me more motivated. Now I want to make more pottery. Now I want to try new techniques. Oh, this person just showed me this new thing. I think I'm going to try it next time, right? Tailor the feed. My fifth toxic thing destroying your mindset is procrastination. And this is very interesting because when you procrastinate, you are proving to your mind that you can't do the thing, right? You're pushing it back. It's whatever. I don't want to do it. You're not doing the thing. You just go deeper and deeper into this cycle of procrastination to the point where it affects your confidence. Confidence is having proof within yourself that you're able to do the things that you said you're going to do. You can't be a confident person if you procrastinate all the time, because when you procrastinate, by definition, you're not doing the thing, and you're proving to yourself that, oh, I can't do the thing. I'm not going to do the thing. I told myself I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to do it. And you know what? Whatever. It's tough anyway. It was going to be a big burden for me, so it is what it is. You need to make sure not to procrastinate and get the work done, because once you build this proof within yourself that you can do the things you said you could, you stop procrastinating, you become more confident, and instead of procrastinating, you start to be like, oh, I want to do the thing because I want to show myself. I want to keep chipping away at my structure to show myself that I can be a better and better version of myself. This has been 5 toxic things destroying your mindset. I'm your host, Elon Gelfand. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to give this show a 5-star review. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, whatever. If you have any comments, I would love to read them. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Peace.